The future of the Star Wars franchise, as of right now, is very expansive after Episode 9, with 2 new Star Wars trilogies in the works, as well as 2 live-action TV series and the Clone Wars Season 7. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really curious about when it comes to not just Episode 9, but of course they're all focused on what's to come in the future after the release of the final film of the Skywalker saga. Now, to me, J.J. Abrams, Chris Terrio, and crew, we do know that they are working very hard on this film. It has been said that they are pouring their hearts and souls into this, and in order to really make it resonate with a lot of fans around the world. However, what's really important about Star Wars Episode 9, and this is huge, is that the future of the Star Wars franchise does indeed depend on exactly how Episode 9 not only does at the box office, but how it actually does with the Star Wars community. So, of course, box office is the huge thing for Disney and Lucasfilm ever since Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, Solo: A Star Wars Story, they lost a lot of money on that movie because, not just because of the movie itself and the marketing, but it was also because of the firing of the original directors and the need to reshoot, yes, 80% of that film. So now looking at Episode 9, the fact that the future of this franchise all depends on exactly how Episode 9 does at the box office, to me, is a big deal. Now, the reason as to why it's a big deal is because coming out of The Last Jedi, the middle film of the sequel trilogy, a lot of people were upset about that film, especially with how the character of Luke Skywalker was used by Rian Johnson and how certain story elements in the movie didn't necessarily agree with a lot of fans out there. And one would argue on whether or not the people that dislike the movie is considered the majority and/or a minority. You know, a lot of people are in that debate right now still. So going forward and looking past Episode 9, as of right now, we have 2 new Star Wars trilogies in the works. We also have the Clone Wars Season 7. That's coming out regardless. That's coming out, I believe, in 2019. The other thing to look forward to is The Mandalorian and the Cassian Andor series. Now, the Cassian Andor series, by the way, begins production later this year, and that's actually going to be released at some point in time in 2020. So we got a ways to go until we see some of these projects. But as far as Episode 9 goes, how it does at the box office is crucial to the future of this franchise, not just with the new Star Wars trilogy by the creators of Game of Thrones, but also Rian Johnson's trilogy. We haven't been hearing too much about Rian Johnson, so I'm not even quite sure myself if he's still on board with Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, you name it. Now, if we look at Episode 9, there are a couple of major things that they have to get right in order for this film to truly be successful, where they're not going to lose a lot of money. Now, in my point of view, Episode 9, it seems as though that it's still going to make a lot of money regardless. You know, you're going to have your casual fans going in there to go ahead and watch this film. As long as they make a significant amount above their budget for this movie, they should be fine. But if they don't, that's where problems come into play here, just like with Solo: A Star Wars Story. You know, to them, if they have 2 box office failures, that's a really bad, direction in the Star Wars franchise, and especially for Disney and Lucasfilm as companies. After all, Disney owns Lucasfilm, and Disney can do whatever they want to do with, how Star Wars is going to go. We do know that Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney in the past, said that we're going to notice a slowdown of this franchise, which obviously means that they're actually going to have a hiatus of Star Wars movies in 2020. So it seems as though that we're not getting anything in 2020, sadly, unless they really turn things around and say, hey, we got the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie coming, we got this movie coming, etc. But that really does all still depend on exactly how Episode 9 does at the box office. And I think that in order to truly make this movie a success, they have to do something completely original. They have to do something with the character of Luke Skywalker that a lot of people are going to enjoy, either in the form of flashbacks, Force Ghost, or probably the best route to go is to just bring him back to life. The other thing is that this movie really does have to have a lot of payoff. It has to have a lot of twists and turns, which, yes, it is going to have, but it's all about how good these twists and turns are going to be. Are they going to be true? And what I mean by that is, are they really going to impact us emotionally? Are they actually going to feel tangible? Are they going to kind of be like what we experienced with The Empire Strikes Back, the I am your father moment? Are we actually going to enjoy the twists and turns and surprises to come in this film. And it's the number one reason as to why I believe that Disney and Lucasfilm are being very careful right now with their marketing of this film. You know, as far as teasers and trailers and footage goes, as well as the title reveal. It has been said before in the past that their marketing format for Episode 9 is going to be far different than that of both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, so that's one thing to really keep in mind here. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.